Well, I guess in another attempt just to make sense of or try to understand my life, my situation. I'm not really one to complain too much, not really one to be hungry for attention. But I guess I think at 31, looking back on my life, it's kind of confusing. And before I even go into that, I guess serious questions come up as to really, really, what are my serious questions? No, yeah, serious questions. I don't know. I guess I wanted to make a video just about myself, talking about myself. It seems that my hallucinations have a lot to say about me, which it just makes me think that I guess I'm popular to my voices, or hated by my voices. Hated popularly by my voices. So you can say if it's negative attention, it's intense negative attention, which is everybody entitled to how they feel. I don't go into the world begging or looking for attention, desperate for acceptance. That's never been me. Never been like that at all. I mean, if somebody doesn't like me, I usually just leave them alone and, look for people who do like me. I'm not an attention seeker, but it seems as I get older, I really never understood the attention people paid me without me knowing about it. To try to rationalize, I guess, the extent of my voices and the extent to which people pay attention to me. I say now with an aging mind, I don't really understand why people were so interested in me. Was it the intellectual black male? Was it the few minorities in the town scheme? Was it, very good-looking people have called me good-looking, people have called me smart? I mean, with all the attention I get, I never really thought to myself, I need or want attention. I was just a person who got a lot of attention. So, with that being said, it's weird to me to even think that, I'm still being harassed. They say in therapy, your hallucinations, established psychiatrists say or said that schizophrenia is your conscience or your mind or your memory. So, I would have to be one of the coolest, funniest, smartest, most good-looking people you've ever met for my conscience to act the way it does. Which I'm just trying to play stupid because I don't want to be annoying. To me now, getting older with the disease, it's more that it's a paranormal element. I signed up for a stupid show. People were in love with me, they wanted to see me all the time, so they threw me on TV. The sad fallout of all this is that they revealed how the disease of schizophrenia works. I think of all life, everybody has to die, and it's something we all accept. But to reveal through one human being that a 100-year-old disease is nothing more than mind manipulation. I think that if I had a legacy or I was remembered for something, it would be exposing or revealing to the public how schizophrenia works, how the auditory hallucination aspect of schizophrenia works. So I'm not even like a tough gangster rapper or a tough kid saying fuck you, come kill me, I don't give a fuck. I understand I like to live a simple life, but if I were to be remembered for anything or even respected for anything, it would more than likely be revealing to the general public what it means to be schizophrenic and what the auditory hallucination aspects of schizophrenia are. Sadly, it's going to cause, there are people with different personality types in mind. There's angry people, violent people, abusive people, rapists, murderers, robbers, thieves, criminals of all stripes. And you openly tell them through a reality show that the voices in their head aren't really coming from their head. It destroys the idea of therapy. You're in a city like New York City, where there's the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Staten Island. the Queens even, they're lucky that they don't see more riots. You can't tell, and even furthermore with that, it deviates from just racist. It deviates from racism because there's white schizophrenics, there's Asian schizophrenics, Indian schizophrenics, Arab schizophrenics, women schizophrenics, children schizophrenics, black schizophrenics. So right now, I first understood the show as a college student to be maybe they hate black people. Up from slavery, civil rights issues, Martin Luther King, nobody liked him because he was trying to integrate the cities. So when you're young, you say, damn, the white power structure really has it out for me because I'm a black male and I go to school and I try hard. I learned, I got good grades, I did decent. But the older you get, and you see the diversity of the schizophrenics, it starts to make you wonder, what's the purpose of putting voices in people's heads? You start to wonder, is it because families hate families? Is it because, is there money involved? Is it because, people just hate? Maybe just because people hate, but I think it's sickening to even do it to somebody. As I've matured with the voices and the voices have matured with me, it scares me to even think there's even a motivation to doing this. The only motivation that I would see, not that I side with it, is people control and population control. And I think those would be the only two reasons that persist, because at the end of the day, I've understood enough that if the population gets too high, too out of control, people start to starve, resources get so taxed that people start eating each other. They start going to war for anything. Life becomes desperate and genocides are necessary. So from a objective perspective, without the emotion involved, I would say the only reason in my mind to put voices in people's heads, population control and eliminating people that you don't like. That would be the only thing that makes sense, because the blacks do it to the blacks, the whites do it to the whites, the Asians have their own schizophrenics, the Indians. So in America, the hierarchy is understood. Whites at the top, everybody beneath. So, like I said before, as a black male, I understand that racism exists. But when I step outside myself and see blacks hate blacks too, and whites hate whites, and all manner of just hate for everybody, the only side I take now is the objective side. Why put it in anybody's head? And the answer, I would think, just hate and population control. No, people don't like each other. They don't want to fuck with each other. Look at the news. The news is what? TV was invented around 1910, 1912. We're about 105 years into TV. And if you watch the news on any given day, somebody's getting murdered, somebody's getting robbed, somebody's getting raped, and a child is disappearing. Every single day. Watch the news for 7 days. I bet you worldwide you can count maybe 10,000 murders in 7 days. In 7 fucking days. Between 5 to 10,000 murders, all news channels combined. I'm talking about from every state, every town, every country. At least 10,000 to 20,000 people dead. So when I look at it and try to find solace in my heart, and I try to find some kind of understanding, I say people just hate each other. I don't even take it personally anymore. I really don't, because I'm not looking for bad. I'm not going out of my way to cause bad in my life. The news is enough to tell you people like to shoot each other. Men like to rape women. People like to kidnap kids and mutilate their bodies. So, as I get older, at first a lot of it was why me, what did I do to deserve the voices? But now at 31, people just hate each other. They just don't like other people. They want to fight, they want to fuck, they want to rape, rob, and kill. So that's even settled in my mind. I don't say anymore, I feel bad for myself. I try to get by. So, I guess I touched on 2 points. My objective understanding or assumption as to why schizophrenia exists, population control and basic hate. Why me? Well, plain and simply didn't like me. They thought I was too weird, too funny, too dorky, too strange, fuck too many white women. They just didn't like me, so they threw voices in my head. The saddest part and the residue that really comes back to my mind is that it's going to destabilize countries constantly, because you're showing people how you can control their minds. The most recent incident in the Florida airport, a young military veteran shot several people in the airport. The poor kid went to the FBI office in Alaska to complain about hallucinations. I know, as a schizophrenic, unmedicated, it's awful. Your mind gets so deteriorated, you are willing to kill or do violence just to vent out your frustration. And the sickest part is that they were willing to sentence him to death for just acting out on his hallucinations, which he reported to the FBI. If the government, the FBI, shows such callous disregard for its own citizens, whatever stripe that man was, maybe he was Spanish and they don't like the Spanish, that could be debated differently. But for the government to show disregard for their own people, the murder rate will continue to climb. You're showing people that the government's supposed to protect us. They're at least supposed to care for our basic rights. And now you're denying the mentally ill, the most vulnerable among us, basic rights. It's gonna get sickening. People will kill for a hobby and a fucking sport. It's gonna be a gangster mentality from the top down. Even the fucking dorky kids in high school that wear glasses and pocket protectors, or the nerds and the dorky kids, they're gonna want to fucking bring guns to school, because you're showing them that life really doesn't matter, and shooting first is the mentality that everybody should have. That's how sickening you fucking made this world, because you fucking put me on TV and disrespected my fucking mind and abused me for things I didn't even fucking do. So I mean, now I get pissed off and I get angry and I see it, and I try to remain calm, but the sickness and the anger just grows in my fucking mind of how sickening you degrade human life in this fucking country. In this fucking country. Leave it to the fucking Africans or the Arabs to blow each other up. The whites have no say-so anymore. They've deteriorated fucking everything. Their lives are it's gonna be like a killing season on everybody. And I started out this rant trying to just make sense of my mind and make sense of how I understand my illness. But it's too severe. Not only have I seen the news and seen how cold they treat the mentally ill, people who know now that mind control is a possible science. It's not just speculation or Twilight Zone or sci-fi. It's a possible, doable, practical science. So how they control it? What do they do? Make real punishments for people? You control their minds. When they act out, you lock them up. You're gonna rule with that sort of fear. You're gonna create a very dangerous outlaw society where people kill for fucking nothing. Deny the schizophrenics medicated medication. You'll have murder so violent it'll make you fucking sick. It'll make you fucking sick. Take these schizophrenics drugs away from them, hike the prices up, take away insurance. Murder will be so commonplace. Not even the safest towns will be fucking safe. Buildings will be burned to the fucking ground. People will be shot for fucking nothing. It'll be so bad, you'll wish you never even put me on fucking TV. Not because I will do it, but because what you reveal through me. They will suffer so continuously. Even little fucking kids will get shot. Newtowns and Virginia Techs and fucking Pulse nightclubs will be a daily fucking occurrence. You'll all think you're fucking living in a gangster movie. That's how fucking bad it's gonna be. I don't even want to talk anymore.